Okay guys, so for today we're going to be using the Rainforest palette from the Makeup Shack. And let me show you guys this bad bitch because she's pigmented. And so this is what it looks like. And then when we pop her open, you know, these are the shades. Obviously I have already used it, so a few of them are used. But basically I'm going to be using this palette to create today's look, which is, you know, this one over here. And for my first shade, I'm going to be using this yellow shadow right here. You guys can use my discount code Erika, that is ERIKA, and y'all can save 20% off. So I'm just going to make sure there's no creases on my eyelid because I obviously did this first and then I decided I would come and do this side. So I'm going to take that shadow. And my mirror's kind of far, so I'm gonna start cleaning that up. Not cleaning it up, I mean laying that over, all over. Jeez, guys, I need to get my shit together. So I'm here to spill some motherfucking tea today because I was hurt. Okay, so I wasn't necessarily hurt, but I went to go see, and I'm throwing names this time because my bad. I'm throwing a name out this time because I don't want anyone else to be scammed or played by this person, because I do feel played, whether you agree with me or not, but I'm sure you guys are gonna agree. So I want to say in February, I don't remember if it was January or February, I went, oh my god, I had something on my lip. I went and took a class with Benny Beauty. I don't know if you guys follow him on Instagram. I'll be inserting his profile picture right here. But I took a class with him for 1 day. And guys, the class was $385. And I always tell you guys, take classes, take seminars, go to different courses so that, oh, by the way, I'm using a Morphe R40 brush. So that you guys can learn different tricks and tips from different people, because I think it's very important. You know, maybe one person could teach you one thing and maybe you're good at it but not great, but someone else can teach you the same thing but in their way and it could be easier. So, you know, I just think it's fun to do that and go to different seminars and classes. And also, you know, you get sorry, you get to experience like a different environment with different people and meet new people. And I don't know, I think it's fun. Personally, I say you go to them. So like I said, I like to go to them, and I decided to go see him. By the way, I'm going in with this eyeshadow now, which is right here. I decided to go do that. It was $385, but bitch, you did not get anything, no goodie bag, no nothing. So I was like, what the fuck? Like, I hoped to get something, because usually when you go to a class or a seminar, they give some type of goodie, right? No, you didn't get shit that one. If I'm correct, you got like a palette, but I didn't get a palette. Like, I didn't get shit. And so that was that, right? The class itself was not that great. Like, I feel like I expected more, and I was kind of like let down by it. Also, he plays with the lighting on photos and videos, guys. So what you see on camera, like in the pictures that he posts on Instagram, they are edited. Like, okay, not edited, like if it's a video, you can't edit a video, right? But he plays with the lighting because the foundation doesn't match. So he'll play with it and he says, oh, you know, this is how to get it clear. No, it's not to get clear, bitch. It's because that shit don't match. So he plays with it and he showed us how to do it. And yeah, I was like, when he did that, I was like, what the fuck? Did you really just... Okay, the reason why I'm saying that is because, if you guys know, I do teach and I instruct. So I was like, you're basically telling people that if the foundation doesn't match your client, just play with the lighting in the photo or the video so that it looks good, right? No, teach us how to do it right. So I didn't love that. And then he did a lot of unsanitary things that shouldn't have been done. And I had asked him to come over and help me when I was doing my friend's makeup and tell me why... he like took my beauty blender and then he was like showing me how to do it on her, and then takes my beauty blender, and I didn't pay attention at the moment, and he went and did someone else's makeup, and then I'm looking for my beauty blender and I look at him and I'm like, yo, you're using my beauty blender on that girl after I used it on her. Like, that's a no-no. Like, you're not supposed to do that. That is so unsanitary. Because at the end of the day, like, what if that other person has something, or, you know, like, okay, that was a big, like, turn off for me. I just didn't like the class. I didn't enjoy it. And then he had told us that day that we would be able to, I'm just going back and forth with those two brushes, and this other brush is the Morphe R37. But yeah, he basically told us he would be coming back to LA in March, and that we would be able to take the class with him again, you know, to get some extra practice, because I mean, you don't learn everything in that one day, right? I mean, yes, you do learn, but it's best to take more than one class. So like, if you really want to pick up on their technique, don't get me wrong, you can learn their technique in that day. But I feel like his technique is contouring with cream, and that is kind of difficult. So that is why I was like, oh, okay, cool. You know, I'm going to want to come back to the March class. But yeah, he told us we could. And then here comes March, and the class didn't happen. And some girls who had paid him to take that class, like new girls, not the same girls, new people who paid him to do it, didn't get anything because he canceled. Like, he charged them and then ended up canceling. And you guys are probably like, oh, well, how do you know, bitch? Like, how you know all the motherfucking tea? Well, a few girls sent me DMs saying, hey, like, one girl was like, hey, by any chance, like, I saw you took Benny's class. I don't know if you were going to take the other one. Did he tell you anything? And I was like, no. Like, I really didn't know what was going on at the time. And I was like, no, sorry, I don't know. And then another girl was like, hey, because if you guys don't know, I'm having a seminar, but I've been posting about my seminar. So this girl was like, hey, would you like, I really want to buy a ticket from you, I mean, but like, I'm waiting to get my refund because Benny canceled this class. And I was like, whoa, another message. And then another girl who had taken the same class that I had taken, she sent me a DM, and she was like, hey babe, I just had a question. Like, how much were you charged when you went to see Benny Beauty? Because we went to the same class. And I was like, hey, like, I paid $385. And she was like, what the fuck? I paid $330. And I was like, hold up, why was I charged more? Like, that makes no fucking sense if we did the same thing. And I did not get a motherfucking palette, guys. I didn't get shit. Remember, keep this in mind. So now I'm thrown off because I paid more. I was charged more, and I didn't get what I wanted. Or not what I wanted, but what I was told I'd be given. And so now I'm going to take this red shade, which is right here. And I'm using a Morphe M514 brush. But yeah, so I was like thrown off. And she was like, my friend was charged $300, and she was going to take his class that was happening in March, and he canceled on her. So she's waiting on a $300 refund. And I was like, wait, so your friend was charged $300? So why was I charged $385 and you were charged $330? Like, that makes no fucking type of sense. Why are you charging different people different prices for the same fucking class? So the first thing that came to my head was like, is it because of a following? Like, do you charge people based on their following? Like, I don't consider myself I'm trying to talk so fast and do my makeup at the same time that I can't handle my own shit. I'm sorry, guys. So I was like, I don't consider myself someone who is, oh my God, so famous or anything. Like, no, I feel like I want to grow so much more. But I was like, did you charge me because of my following? Did you, like, I don't know. What's the reason for you having charged us different prices for the same class? And once again, I did not get, like, the palette. Yeah. So that happened. And then the girl sent me this page that basically exposes him, because this is not the first time he cancels on a class. He supposedly also canceled a Vegas class and one in Atlanta, saying he was in a car accident, and then another one saying they wouldn't let him board the plane, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, what type of... You have a lot of reasons to be, you know, canceling classes. Why? You know, that's kind of odd. So then I like go on that page and I'm like looking at everything. And someone, like, on the last post that I had seen, that was like the most recent post, it said that, like, to look at his profile and a lot of the pictures are reposted. And bitch, so my ass, because I'm mad now, I went on his page and I started lurking. Like, I went all the way down. A lot of his pictures are reposts. So a lot of the new ones have been reposted like 3-4 times. They're not like new pictures. So I'm like, what the fuck? You really out here scamming people? And then one girl on the page was like, oh, I paid $2,000 for the class and the 12-week course, and then he never like responded to me after. And I'm like, yo, that's fucked up, because that's $2,000. Like, that's a lot of money, guys. And at the end of the day, people work hard for their money. So my point here, guys, is that I'm trying to fucking expose his ass, because I feel bad for the people who have lost more money than I have in general, and just people who have lost like $385, whatever it was. Like, he's really out here playing people. And so I'm like, that's just not right, because I mean, I'm over mine. I didn't lose the class. I lost the palette, but it is what it is. Like, there's people out here really losing more money than that. So, yeah, I just wanted to share that with you guys, because I was low-key mad. And if you guys saw my Instagram, I had posted it on Instagram stories, because I feel like more people should be aware so they don't fall for his ass too. And then after I posted it, okay, so I'm gonna go in with another Morphe M514 and this shadow right here. After I posted it, a few people, sorry guys, I was checking something. After I posted it, a few people were DMing me saying, oh my God, like I was actually going to take that March class. And then another girl was like, oh, like I wanted to go, but not to the March one, because she had DM'd him or something, and he said that he would be coming at a different day, so she was going to do that one. And I'm just like, yo, I'm glad I was able to save you. And he's also really rude. Like, I'm going to post it right here, the screenshot of that page that exposes him. He's like, his replies to people's DMs about them asking for a refund are just so fucking rude. Like, not professional at all. And like, in one of them, he was like literally telling some girl that she's ugly, like, you dumb, bye, like, I'm blocking you. And all she's literally saying is, can you give me my refund? Like, you know, you didn't put your end of the deal, and I did, so can I get a refund? And bitch. And then you guys are like, well, why don't you just fight it with your bank? Well, see, because I did pay, and I know he doesn't do like PayPal or anything like that. He does Zelle. And with Zelle, you cannot ask for your money back, because you're technically saying that you want to send that person the money, right? Because it's going directly to their bank. So that is the reason that these people cannot, you know, ask for their money back. And that kind of sucks. You know? So I just thought I would come on here and try to expose his ass too, because I don't know, I just really don't think it's fair that he's taking people's money like that. Like I said, guys, at the end of the day, some people work hard, you know. Not some. I know we all work hard for our money, because I know I do. And that's just not right. So thought I'd share that, guys. And I hope I didn't make this video too long by going in detail with that story, but I know I talked about it on my Instagram, and so I just wanted to go into detail a little more on here. So yeah, you guys should go check out that page. Report his page if you can. I mean, I'm not trying to be dramatic. I don't like drama at all, but like, he's really out here scamming people. That shit's not okay. So now I'm gonna go in with my P. Louise base. I knew she came out with like a big ass one, but I don't know if I could buy that one. This is the P. Louise base that I'm talking about, and I'm using the Makeup Shack T77 brush, which is my favorite. And I'm gonna start cutting a crease like this. I don't know why I was doing that. I hope I'm not covering you guys. Like, I hope you guys can see. I just like really need this mirror like right in front of me. Okay, so I'm just making sure this is all cut out right. Sorry guys. Sorry if I covered the camera. at any point. Okay, so now that that's done, I'm gonna take the Makeup Shack T52 brush, and I'm gonna take this golden yellow. So I'm gonna take some of that on my brush, and I'm gonna spray it a little bit with some MAC Fix Plus. And I'm gonna start laying that down. Next, I'm gonna take that Morphe M514 and the brown shade I had used, and I'm just gonna tap that on the edges in order to blend the concealer, not concealer, but the base away. Just like that. And I know it's not gonna be a perfect blend because I don't need it to be perfect. I just need it to be less noticeable. So I'm gonna take this shade now, but I'm only gonna use a little bit of it, and I'm gonna use this one after that. So the reason why I'm using two was because I originally wanted to use that green shade that I used, and I'm using the same brush. I'm just flipping it backwards. But I originally wanted to use the green one, but it was kind of like too green for me. Like I thought it was gonna be like a darker brown green, and it wasn't. So I just decided that I would place the green down because I already had placed it on one side of my eyelid, and just top it off with the brown so it could just blend a little bit. So now I'm going with the brown, and I'm gonna spray that as well, and just take it on top. For lashes, I'm using these Glad Glam lashes, and they are in the style Glamorous. So I just flipped the box backwards so you guys could see Glad Glam, which is, like I said, where they are from. And I'm gonna pop that on my eye, and we will be right back. Okay, so I went ahead and popped down my lashes, and I used the Makeup Shack lash glue and the tweezers to apply that. They do have a lash applicator, but I don't know why I always reach for tweezers. So I'm just gonna take a makeup wipe and remove any fallout that I may have had. And clearly I had some. So I know you guys are probably like, oh, what if I don't like this sharp edge? You don't have to create the sharp edge. Like when you don't want it, which I don't want today, I just drag it this way. All right, guys, so I'm gonna be using the Mario Buttermilk Moisturizer, and then I'm gonna apply some Rose Glow. This, I had never really tried it before, but I started using it recently, and I just like how it kind of has like that iridescent glow to it. And if you guys are like, what do you mean iridescent glow? If you guys like really pay attention, kind of like that, and it kind of leaves my face glowing a bit. And I'm gonna be using the Morphe Revitalizer Primer. So I'm gonna apply those off camera just because I want to make this video extra long, being that in the beginning I was like talking my life away. But real quick, I want to talk about the LA Girl Pro Matte. I'm not gonna use this one today because I've been using it a lot lately, if you guys have not noticed in my pictures, but I had never tried it, and guys, it left me shook. I actually wore it for hours, and it stayed together, and it was like it had really good coverage. So I put on about a layer and a half on, and bitch, flawless. So I definitely recommend you guys try that out because it was pretty good. Like I said, it lasted me on my face for a couple of hours, and not like 5, 6, like about 10, 12 hours, bitch. So like, oh God, that kind of went everywhere. Like I said, guys, I'm gonna do this off camera, and I'll be back. All right, so I'm gonna be using the Frankie Rose foundation today, and I'm just gonna pump some of that on my palette real quick. Actually, I'll be right back. I need to wet my beauty blender because she's looking a little dry. Oh, I got a dirty one. But like I was saying, she's looking a little dry. All right, so I went ahead and wet it, and I'm just gonna take that and bounce it on my face. You know, just apply that everywhere. I really like this one too. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I have not used my NARS in like a minute, like a very, very long time. The reason for that is just, I don't know, I've been trying new foundations like this one, the Frankie Rose, and the Morphe foundation, and then now I've been using the LA Girl, and to be honest, they're all really good. Now don't get me wrong, my favorite is still NARS. Like bitch, that shit's gonna be my bitch forever. But yeah, I've been using different ones lately, so I just haven't reached out for it. But you know, probably my next look I'll use it because I low-key do miss it. But these other ones are bomb too, don't get me wrong. Alright guys, so I'm going in with what's it called? Concealer now. I'm going with some concealer, and guys, I'm gonna show y'all a little trick that I barely figured out the other day. Y'all are gonna be what? Shook. Okay, so I'm gonna use the Morphe concealers for today, and you can do this little step that I'm gonna tell you guys with any concealer, but I'm just gonna use Morphe because I haven't used my Morphe concealers in a while. So I'm using the Morphe C165. Let me see if this is the one I want to use. Actually, you know, instead of Morphe, I'm gonna use because this one's like kind of fits me a little too good. And it does have a little bit of, it doesn't have an undertone. If I'm correct, that concealer has the, what's it called? A neutral undertone. So that's why it kind of looks neutral, and that's why I don't want to use it. I want to use one that's a little darker for me. So I'm using the Frankie Rose Shy concealer. Let me touch that on there. Okay, yeah, this one's good. So what I'm going to do, if you guys have a concealer that's a little too dark or it just matches your skin perfectly, the way you guys can make it fit you without having to go buy another concealer, or if you just like having some darker ones and sometimes you want to lighten them up, because I personally like it to have bright under eyes sometimes, and then other days I like it to be like a good brightening up under my eye. But let me show y'all. I just need to get a good amount on my palette. So basically I'm just taking my concealer and applying that right here on my little palette. And this one, I don't know if you guys have noticed, I mix two. I mix Shy and Angelic because Angelic is like very bright. And it like this one I feel like is too close to my foundation color. So I always mix two. But the other day I discovered this little item. This is a white concealer from Morphe. And you just take a little bit of that white and you put that on your palette. Like that. And then you take your handy dandy little brush, spatula, whatever it is you want to use, and you mix those two. And it will brighten up your concealer. And by brightening it up, I mean it will lighten it up for you. So the other day I used my concealer on my face, and then I went in with the white concealer on top of it. And it worked, but it just took me a little longer to blend it out. And so then the next time I tried it again, but I did it like this, where I applied it onto my palette. I don't know if you guys can tell it's already a little lighter than this, but you guys can't judge this one because that one was with the Morphe concealer as well. But you guys can see it's bright. Yes. Like I said, I decided to do it on my palette, and it was easier because it's already mixed. So all I had to do was, let me see, where is it at? Sorry guys, I'm looking for my brush. I'll use, let me use this one. This is, because this is the one I used last time. It's the the Makeup Shack T87. And I'm just going to take my concealer and apply it all under. And see how it lightened up my concealer for me? Yeah. So you guys can do that and mix it into your concealers to either make it your perfect shade that you want, or to make it brighten up your concealer a bit more. So I just thought I'd share that with you guys. And when I do giveaways, I've actually been sending that one out. And I was like, oh my God, I realized I never told some girls how to use it. So I decided that I would share it with you all here. And on Instagram, I will be sharing it too, but I haven't shared it on there yet. And I just apply that everywhere. Yeah, so usually that concealer Shy is like perfect on my skin, so it kind of like matches my foundation, and that is why I can't use it alone. And so this other concealer was perfect. Like I had it and I was like, how do I use this? I did not know how to use it because it was white. And then I thought about it and I was like, bitch, that's pendeja. You mix it. And you know, I connected the dots. But it took me a while, if I'm gonna be honest. All right, so now I'm gonna take my RCMA No Color Powder and pop some of that onto my palette. And then press that into my face. And I press it everywhere because I wanna make sure my entire face is set. Next, I'm taking the LA Girl Pro Face High Definition Matte Press Powder. Oh, bitch, I scratched that. I don't know why, guys. I don't know if you guys pay attention. I'm knocking almost everything over today and doing everything wrong. But I'm gonna take my Makeup Shack T80, and this is one of their new brushes for the face, and I'm just gonna use that to set my entire face with some of this powder. And you guys are like, well, why do you use a setting powder like my RCMA No Color Powder and then use a face powder like this, like a press powder? The reason I do it is because I like to give my face a little more color with the press powders, if that makes sense. You know, give my face a little more life. So that is why I do it, to answer y'all question. And I'm gonna be using the Benefit Hoola Bronzer today. So let me get a brush for that. Every time I use a different bronzer, I change brushes. So I think I've told you guys that before. I like use these. I use this one, my favorite, the Makeup Shack T21. Yep, it's T21. I like to use a different brush so it doesn't mix the color, if that makes sense, or the shade. So let me really load that on because I already hit pan on this. And the reason I'm using this specific shade today is because I feel like the Hoola bronzer is very light and you can build it up. And being that I have a lot of color on my eyes today, I don't want anything too crazy. And for adding some bronzer on my nose, I'm using the Makeup Shack T44 with the same, I just looked at my little clips and they're like all retarded. But I'm gonna use the same bronzer. Okay, so I'm gonna take the Makeup Shack Silhouette Contour Palette and I feel like I'm moving my whole chair. I'm gonna be taking the shade Light on a Makeup Shack T. Where you at, boo? Where you at? I think it's over here. Yeah, it is. On a Makeup Shack T65. And I'm just gonna highlight a little bit on my nose. Just like that. Okay, so I'm gonna take that Pro Face press powder again from LA Girl. And I'm gonna use the Makeup Shack contour sponge. I'm just gonna take some of my powder from there, like this. And I'm gonna use it to carve out my bronzer a bit. Do you guys get me? Just to make it look a little more defined. I know you guys are probably like, why don't you just use translucent powder for that? Well, I feel like translucent powder can leave a harsh line sometimes, and I don't want to use that. So I prefer to use this, which matches my face. So now I'm just gonna do my under eyes. I'm gonna use my favorite brush, which is the T14. I think I told you guys in my previous video. And the Makeup Shack T8. I'm gonna use the Makeup Shack T8 first. Take that yellow shade and use all the same shades I used except for the shimmers. And then I'll show you guys how that looks when I'm done. Because like I said, I don't like showing you guys like me do the bottom part because I feel like it's boring. And now I want to sit here and pour y'all. So now that that's done, I'm gonna take the Dose of Colors Unbox eyeliner. And I'm just gonna eyeline the under part of my waterline. Or my waterline, For mascara, I'm gonna use the Sigma Sinuosity Lash Mascara. You know, with the tip, I just like to apply some at the top. And I know like my face, I usually do it the same. Like not the same, but I use different, like the same technique. But I'm always using different products, guys. So if you guys are like, bitch, you do the same shit all the time. Well, I'm sorry. That's what I like to do. I don't have a new trick. For highlight today, I'm going to be using the MAC Whisper of Guilt highlight on a Makeup Shack T50 brush. You guys should already know. If you didn't, now you know. We're just gonna pull off that brown on. Bitch. If you guys know, I love a good highlight. The only thing I hate is sometimes when I take pictures, fucking lighting don't do my highlight justice. So it doesn't always like stand out on camera. But you see a video, you see me in person. Bitch, I'm gonna blind you. It's gonna make your man take a double look at me, but not because he's like, he's gonna be like, oh shit, what that bitch got on her face? I'm be like, it's my highlight. Buy your girl one. See, I'm that bitch. Huh? Y'all thought I was gonna come up in here with some sketchy shit, huh? No. Got my own mans. He's gonna be like, boo, you want that highlight? And you're gonna be like, duh. The fuck? Why are you still asking me? I'm like, yeah, go get it, her. Go get it for her, man. Today, right now. It was supposed to be already in her house. It was supposed to say shit delivered. For lips today, I'm using the LA Girl lip liner, which is also bomb, guys. I love this shade. It is in Cafe, I believe. Yeah, Cafe. So let me line my lips. That's lined, I'm going to take a little bit of my concealer and clean it up because I didn't line them perfectly. And guys, I'm going to use a gloss today. I need to get my shit together. I'm going to use a gloss today that Cara Beauty sent me. And bitch, for my seminar, Cara Beauty is one of my sponsors. And they asked me what items I wanted them to sponsor. And the glosses are going to be one. So I'm going to hunk you guys up because bitch, we both win, not just me. So like that, just so it's a little cleaner, you know, life is put together. Now let me pick out a lipstick because that is the hard part. I want to do something light on my lips. So I think I'm going to use the MAC Naturally Transformed. Found Her. Okay, so I'm going to use Naturally Transformed. You guys want to know what my favorite MAC lipstick is? It's this one. And I'm just going to top that off with my gloss from Cara Beauty because, bitch, this shit's bomb. It's fire, and it's in the shade Spirit. Yes. Now I'm going to use my Morphe setting mist today. Just a little bit. Okay, babes, so this is the final look. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I wanted to do something a little more colorful because, bitch, I know I'll be doing everything warm toned. But that is my fucking heart and soul. Like, I love warm colors. So I kind of still stuck to warm colors today, but, you know, a little brighter. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed my little spill of tea. And if you can, I do suggest you go and report his account, please, because I don't want anyone else being scammed. And if you love him, that's cool. I loved him at 1.2. Now I don't. So, yeah. With that being said, if you have not followed me on Instagram, please do so. My Instagram is muaerika18 or Makeup by Erika Rod. If you want to go see me and see and learn in person and have me help you hands-on at my seminar, please attend my seminar. My link will be down below in the description box so you guys can buy your tickets. And as of right now, there are only 9 tickets left, 1 VIP and 8 general admission. So thank you guys for being the best motherfucking host ever. You guys made this possible for me. So thank you. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel, turn on your post notifications, comment your thoughts. Let me know if you're coming, if you already bought your ticket, if you're gonna buy your ticket, or if you're like, bitch, I'll wait for the next one. But I'll catch you guys in my next video.